At this moment, I am writing with great desperation from the culturally barren wilderness of southwest Missouri. Growing up in Atlanta, Georgia, I never imagined myself in an area such as this. Population just under 6,000, highways with just 2 lanes. I always thought New York or LA was my kind of town, and I'd move there and be rich and famous and live happily ever after. Well, hear my cries now, gay brothers and sisters who move freely through the cities of our fathers. There is one last great gay frontier. It's gay hell, personified in the form of a seemingly innocent-looking family vacation destination. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is Branson, Missouri. Yes, the Branson that is home to the bowl-cut-wearing, fiddle-playing antics of one Shoji Tabuchi. The Branson that is home to more than 15 go-kart tracks, miniature golf courses, and whose foremost currency shifts between the outdated Beanie Baby and the oh-so-precious, precious moments figurine.
Find her behind. More.
That's good. Here, can you there you go.
This should be good. Part right there.
So you don't have to lean in close to it. It'll pick you up.
That hurts.
Okay, how's Miss Vivian looking?
Hi, look, do I look musty? Would you bring me a paper towel, napkin, something to tap the moisture if there is any?
Vivian Powers, you're back in the yard.
Hi, gals.
Miss Vivian Powers.
We're next to the fish.
Okay, I will be back. I've got to go touch them.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you get time to touch your face up.
Vivian, you're cracking. Gorgeous, darling. Simply gorgeous.
Okay, you're not going to ask me anything embarrassing.
No, man.
How does it feel when you take your dick?
Shut up.
That, as you know, the name of the documentary is Stories from the Front, and it's just basically bringing to light the fact that we as a gay society here in the middle of Bible Belt are thriving, and happy and proud. You know what I mean? In 1998, I came out to the world. I was 28 years old, married with 2 children, and tired of living the age-old lie. Suddenly, everything was new. I looked at everything through what felt like a new pair of eyes. My youth was restored, and I shed pound after pound of unhappy weight. Coming out in Branson, I hadn't yet made many friends, so I pretty much reveled in my new life all by myself. I remember several nights staying up late drinking cheap boxed wine, painting my toenails, and watching movies like Tu Wong Fu or My Best Friend's Wedding and just having the time of my life. It was really a long overdue period of self-discovery, culminating in a highly dramatic, go figure, moment in front of the bathroom mirror. I'm gay, I repeat to myself over and again. I smile, turn around, flip the light switch off, and leave the mirror to puzzle over this strange new reflection. I'm so excited right now because I've been invited up to Martha's Vineyard, it's the gay club up in Springfield, to get some interviews. They're gonna actually let me film some of their show for the documentary, and I'm just so impressed with this area because of the fact that we are a gay community living in the Bible Belt, and we are thriving, and we are out and proud. It's just really a wonderful thing. How old are you?
I am 20. I'll be 27 in April, 26.
Now, how old were you when you came out?
When I got to college, pretty much, like the year after I got there. I got there when I was 18, and like I knew then, of course, at 18, but like by 19, I discovered like where the bars were at, and found some other friends, and kind of just ventured out to this bar. Actually, this one right here, and I kind of have never left. But yeah, so
Did you tell your friends first? Or
Well, yeah, we were all in theater together, and so we were all kind of palled around, and you kind of just find out, oh, this person's gay, and everybody's like, oh, yeah, that's cool, and then you're kind of like, oh, okay, it's cool, and, you just find other people with the same common interests, and you all kind of just came out together.
To my friends, it was my freshman year in high school. To my mom, it was like, mom and dad, it was like a year after that.
how did they all? Well, your friends in particular, since they were the first ones to do it, how did they react?
I think they always assumed, so it wasn't like a big shock or anything, But
And your parents, how did they react?
for like a week, my mom was like crying, and yeah, I felt bad for that. My dad just didn't want to talk about it,
I've been out in the gay and lesbian world for about 4 years openly.
And how old are you?
21.
Oh, so you've been out since you were...
Since I was 17.
Wow.
And my parents know about it, but because of the whole total religious aspect, it's kind of one of those, we don't want to see it, don't talk about it, you do what you do, we do what we do.
I told some friends that I went to high school with, and they had been friends with my family for years, so they told my parents I was gay. So my mom calls me my first semester at college, and my dad calls me, and of course I had to work my first semester through college, and I wasn't there, so I get messages saying, I need to talk to you, give me a call, blah, blah, blah. So I finally talked to my mom, and my mom's like, oh, I heard a nasty rumor, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she heard it. My mom heard a rumor, whoa, Lord. And she goes, oh, someone just said that you were gay. Well, I knew at that particular point, I don't particularly lie to my parents, so I was like, whoa, well, I am gay. My mom goes, no, you're not. I said, yeah, I am. She goes, no, you're not. I said, Mom, yes, I am. She goes, no, you're not. I go, Mom, I know, I like guys. I don't like girls. So, and then, of course, my mom goes through that whole typical teary scene. Where did I go wrong?
Yeah. I came out to my mother when I was 15. I came out in high school when I was 17, my junior year.
So you came out to your mom first?
Oh, yeah. And that was a big old mess, so...
my parents actually asked me. I didn't ask them. I didn't volunteer the information. I had just graduated high school in California, and I was going to a graduation party of all things, and I just lost a lot of weight, and I was wearing a lime green muscle shirt, and my father, he's Australian. Yeah. Australian men, if there's, like Mexican men have the machismo, there's definitely Australian masculinity. And it's not very well received there at all. But he lives in... green muscle shirt doesn't do it. Yeah, exactly. So my stepmother actually saw me leave the house, and she said, I came down the stairs and I said, do I look fat? Because she just looked at me and she looked at me weird. And she said, no, Robbie, you look a lot of things, but you don't look fat.
I came out in church on a Sunday morning. Of all...
In church?
Yes, in church. Of all things, I came out. My family's Methodist. And the preacher we had was very Baptist in her ways, and decided that we were going to boycott Disney. And I had been out the previous night and had
Boycott Disney for...
their acceptance of homosexuality and...
the gay days.
Yeah, for having gay day at the park and all that. And they're issuing partner benefits. Yeah, so they were going to boycott Disney.
Boycotting Disney was the biggest Christian fad for a while there, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was a big failure. So, but they decided they were going to do that, so I had a bit of a hangover and decided that I didn't need to be there, and I went to get up. And my grandmother, who's very totalitarian in her ways, she wears the pants, so to speak, in our family, grabbed my arm and asked where I went, and I just flat out told everyone in church that if I wasn't accepted there, I had no reason to be there, and walked out the door. And I'm sure phones were ringing 5 minutes after I walked out. So...
Is it really possible to coexist as a gay man and a spiritual catalyst, writhing and celebrating within your sexuality like the worst citizen of Sodom, while at the same time nurturing the deep-seated spirituality that so many of us have been brought up in? I believe deep down that the answer to that question is yes. After all, we as a gay society have been persecuted enough to know that our character and disposition far exceed that of nearly any given straight person. Yet, how many of us on the way out of the closet dropped the hand of spirituality and went sprinting for the nearest club? I know I did. and I've not looked back until now. As a young boy in church, I was drawn to the story of Jesus. I was not sure exactly what to believe about the stories of his miracles. I mean, walking on water in those days could have actually meant he had a really nice breaststroke. I could definitely relate with the persecution that he suffered and found strength in his teachings, so I tried desperately to change the way I felt about boys. I had, of course, been taught that homosexuality was an abomination in the eyes of God, but Jesus never had anything to say about homos. Sometime between Christ's celebrated life and now, Christianity on the whole has lost a lot of face. It is responsible for not only ceaselessly condemning homosexuality and driving a wedge between us and our spiritual selves, but also for some of the worst fashion offenses known to mankind. Last night at the club, Alicia Markstone, one of the queens, was lip-syncing to As Long as I Got King Jesus, and she received an ominous ovation. At that moment, when the applause and the cheers sent everyone's skin into a flurry of gooseflesh, I began receiving an ominous revelation. I am gay. I am not an accident. I am not an illness. I am the strongest part of the fabric that holds the American social structure together, so don't tell me I'm not going to heaven because I'm gay. I'll be answering the door. I glanced back up at the Queen on stage on my way out. Amen, sister friend. Amen.
I used to walk back and forth to work, and one day I was walking home from work and I stopped to call my mom from a payphone, and I got beat up because they, I guess I'm Nelly, that's what they would say. And they noticed it right off and followed me to the payphone and waited until I wasn't paying attention and just came after me.
Just recently I found out that the local schools here, the public schools, are blocking all of the gay information on the internet. Every site that has to do with gay is censored, except for one site, which is godhatesfags.com.
$11 and it's newspaper time, so I tumble the hell out of bed. It's a new kind of morning, like all other mornings, with self-loathing renting my head. Why must I spend every day trying to prove my worth when I don't have a nickel to name? And if that's the reason I'm here, what's with these half-full beer cans I used to lighten my day? 1 o'clock and I'm dragging the pavement in search of a sucker to trade me for time, the money I need to continue my quest for a trigger and a fucking good time. Who's gonna tell me how to act, what to feel, when to sleep, when I'm 80 years old and alone? Why do I warrant this kind of attention, less and less, as my story gets told?
Absolutely. I would just say that marriage, as whether it be gay or straight, needs to be sort of reevaluated for the current times. At this point, I could care less about legality. I could care less about taxes. I mean, it's a celebration of your love and your relationship, and it's a chance to have a great party. Which is wonderful,
Marriage itself is a heterosexual institution that I disagree with completely. I don't want it to be called marriage. I don't want to be married. However, if I am with someone and we become domestic partners, whatever, I expect the same benefits. However, it does not have to fall into the same terms as marriage. If that's a problem for straight people, which it is, heterosexuals have a huge problem considering 2 men or 2 women being married. I say then let us have a domestic partnership. I think one at a time states will come around on their own, such as Vermont. California has passed a similar bill.
For gays to be married? That'd be lovely. Why not? Yeah, you know, it's just a meaningful relationship, just like a straight heterosexual relationship, you know? You buy things together, you know, you have kids, yeah. Totally.
What kind of future do you see for us as a society?
Hopefully, to be able to have a gay marriage and be open, you know, no matter where you go, you know, no matter if it is to church or to the grocery store, to be open and be comfortable, not have to hide yourself.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness.
There is a period of mourning that follows my coming out. I won't get into it, I think to myself. It's much too involved to include the children. They'll be fine with their mother. But will they grow up feeling I'd abandoned them in their youth? Or will they be grateful for knowing me for who I really am? Turns out they spend as much time at my house as they do their mother's. I'm still a daddy. A gay daddy, but a daddy nonetheless. That's me in the yellow, my boyfriend of 3 years, Jamie, and my stinky cheese boys, Alex and Charlie.
Did you already tuck? Did I miss that?
No, I didn't tape. I just pushed it way back up here and then put on a dance belt. Oh, that's a statement of the century. That's pretty good. Right. That is a statement of... All right, for me, just blow it. No, yes, mascara. Oh, we do have this thing. I never looked at
Oh, for cleavage, yes.
Cleavage, yes.
Absolutely.
Gotta have cleavage. Never have too much cleavage for those cleavier queer. Vivian Powers, Carla Renee is going to Cowboy 2000 in drag. Oh shit. Now you got this on tape. I can't even out of it. Oh, she is, girl. Can you believe? I was telling her you couldn't get us in there.
Yeah. Cliff?
Yeah.
You have a lineup?
Yeah.
It didn't work. I was nervous.
Oh, okay.
What?
Oh, I met Joelle when we was little pups too.
Girl, I was like 15, and she was trying to convince me that she was my substitute teacher for my chemistry class. And she had me going all night long until she said, "Yeah, I Glenda." I'm like, "Bitch, you done fucked up."
Right.
You had me going, girl. You had me going.
This beat gonna mess you up.
It takes just a little step to get back to you. Give a little love and I'll give you mine. Give a part of you and I'll give love to you. Ain't out before you gotta hurt it this time. You took my love for the last time. Took my heart and threw it on the ground. Now playing the silly games so you can use and run me around. The only way to make it right, you're gonna have to learn to fight for my love. Just a little step to get back to you. Give a little love and I'll give you mine. Give a part of you and I'll give love to you. Ain't out have to get back to you. Give a little love and I'll give you mine. Give a part of you and I'll give love to you. Ain't not the poor for you gotta hurt it this time.
Where are you from originally?
Originally, I'm from West Plains, Missouri, which is about an hour and a half southeast of Springfield, Missouri.
And what do you think about our little gay society here in Springfield? We're surrounded by a church on every corner.
Right.
We face a lot of adversity every day in our lives, but we still seem to shine over that. What do you attribute that to?
Well, as for the aspect of being raised around the church on every corner, or at least working in a place with a church on every corner, I'm used to it. I'm from a rural area. I'm from a small town. Buckle of the Bible Belt, you know where the little piece of metal goes in the hole? That's where I'm from.
Well, the thing about it is when you grow up in the Midwest, I mean, God, it is so scary. There's, just God, everything, and the Christian Coalition, all that, there's so much pressure on you. And especially in high school, I was just afraid of getting beat up. My freshman year, I had a girlfriend, and, but in my junior year, I decided that I was going to be very open about who I was, and I made sure that they even did an article on me, in high school and everything, and I even took a guy to my prom and everything. And yeah, I did. I actually took a drag queen, and
really?
Yes, I took my friend Devian, and it was like I was going to make sure that I made that every single person that came in contact with me knew how to deal with gay people. Do you see what I'm saying? So, and I do that on a daily basis. I try to make sure that that people that are around me understand that homosexuality is not something that's transmitted by touching. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of people's perception has changed once they've met me. Once they got to know me, they were like, well, you're a really cool gay guy, and I'm like, well, I'm the only gay guy you know. But I'm trying to show you, I know, but I'm trying to show you that gay people are cool. You know what I'm saying?
I moved here 9 weeks ago from Sacramento, California. Actually Malibu, California.
Really?
It's a long story.
Yes, so. Is it quite a change for you?
Yeah. It's actually, the culture shock here has been more intense than it's been anywhere that I've ever moved. When I was 12 years old, I moved to the States, and that was less intense than it is here.
Same quite a bit.
Yeah. Really, well, I mean, when you're 12 years old and you move to a new country, all you want to do is fit in. And here I've sort of accepted the fact that I'm not going to fit in.
Just as long as they don't act on it.
The same thing with Catholics. It's okay to be.
Is that the same thing?
Yeah.
Because I thought I'd heard something.
It's okay to be a homosexual as long as you suppress those feelings and deny who you are and live the life that God wants you to live. It's a double standard. A play on words for them to make it seem like they're moving forward when they're not in any way.
I was raised in the Mormon church, so I feel as though I've a lot more on my psychological plate than your average gay Joe by default. At a very young age, I was taught that one day I would be a god, and that I would have 7 wives in heaven if I played my cards just right. Not a very strong enticement for a gay 13-year-old who was getting hand jobs from his best friend during sacrament meeting.
Question. What happened Saturday? Tell me. I'm so out of the loop. Girl!
Okay.
No, I am.
Okay, I was gonna say. Okay, well, so Lisa Daisy. Oh yeah. Gave me second interview, first in Thailand. Oh yeah. Third. Yeah. Rich gave me next two scores. I didn't wear my evening out. That's fine. Yeah. So I was proud. But the girls from Toronto.
Are you for real? Such a place? You got to be kidding me. St. Louis.
Which is fine.
I cannot believe that you did not even get.
I know. Can you believe that?
Whoa. Who won?
Busted girlfriend.
I used to, was it obvious? Was it just like plainly obvious that they completely rigged?
Yeah. You know how it goes down there.
Oh, I swear. Oh, wait, I have to show you this. I just have to show you. Look.
I'm over here. Wait over here.
What?
I obviously, would want to just smack the shit out of him, but you don't. My thing about it is you do not fight ignorance with ignorance. Do you see what I'm saying?
Because I just heard about that just 2 weeks ago that he said that. So that's so funny because I just heard about that. Never.
Jared Falwell made
Which ones?
about the events of September 11th and blaming it on the abortionists
Yeah.
and the gays and what would you have to say to him if you sat him down personally?
Not a thing. I would shake his hand and thank him because he's one of our biggest allies. Him and the Reverend Fred Phelps, the more they spew their idiotic rhetoric, the better off we'll be. They don't know what they're talking about. I think there's some deep-seated fears hidden somewhere in their own closets that they're afraid of. And that's why they're so very much against us.
Oh, Shenandoah, I long to hear you.
So long as there shall exist, by reason of law and custom, a social condemnation which in the face of civilization artificially creates hell on earth and complicates a destiny that is divine, works like this cannot be useless. Victor Hugo.
I'm bound away across the wide Missouri. Oh, Shenandoah, I'm bound to leave you away, you rolling Shenandoah. Oh, Shenandoah.